Hi students, today we're doing inquiry 2.1-2.3, the WOWBug. This is actually 3 separate inquiries, but I have combined them into one, and we're going to be looking at a small little creature called the WOWBug. Okay, so we're going to start out by reading our directions. It says to watch this video, which you're already doing, and then open and complete the lab report with Cami. So you're going to scroll down past the life cycle diagram, which you can take a look at, and we'll talk about more in a few minutes. And also I have included a picture of the WOWBug through the microscope that I took with my phone. And then you'll click Open Assignment with Cami. You'll also notice that linked here is also a link to the textbook, which we'll be referring to also. So click Open Assignment with Cami, and you will see your lab report for this lab. So our question for this lab is, what type of organism is a WOWBug? So for your hypothesis, you would state if a WOWBug is a blank, then it will have blank. So think about what type of organism a WOWBug is and put that in this blank. And then what are some characteristics of that type of creature, and put a few examples in this blank. Okay, our materials are found on page 21 in our textbook, and our procedures are found on page 26 to 31. If you'll have your textbook open, the WOWBug lesson 2 starts on page 20, but if I turn on over, you will see that you have reviewed the microscope, and then your procedures start on page 26 of the book, but on the blue slider it would be page 42. Okay, so on our procedures, if we were doing this in class, we would first corral our WOWBugs. That means you would use a little Q-tip or a pipe cleaner, something that's soft, and we'll put some WOWBugs on a piece of white paper, and you would use the Q-tip or pipe cleaner to carefully pick one up with it and put it onto a slide, and we would prepare a dry mount slide of the WOWBug to look at its grooming behavior. But instead of us being able to do this in person, I have a YouTube video that I'll show you in just a moment that will show how the WOWBug would look live under the microscope view. Okay, and also in this lab, 2.3 is where we will do a scientific drawing of the WOWBug, which leads us to our data section of our lab report. On our lab report, your data is going to be for you to do a microscope drawing of the WOWBug on low power, which is 40x, and I'll show you a picture of that in just a moment. And then the second circle is for you to do a WOWBug on 100x, and I will also show you a picture of that. And then you will choose either the 40x or the 100x drawing. You don't have to label both, but you will label the parts of the WOWBug on one of these, and you will find the WOWBug on page 36. So I'm going to kind of slow down here for a second. We're going to go through all the steps. We're first going to watch the video of the WOWBug's grooming behavior. And so I'm going to make this full screen so you can see it better. And if you'll notice, here is a WOWBug walking around on a microscope slide. And notice its behaviors. This is called grooming behavior. It's kind of funny, but it kind of looks like it is cleaning itself. Like if you were taking a shower and you were washing your hair and washing your arms and maybe your neck and face and so forth, and now he's washing his legs. What this WOWBug is trying to do is to get flour off of its body. If we were doing this live in class, we would have sprinkled a little bit of flour, like the kind of flour you use in the kitchen when you're baking a cake or something. We would have sprinkled just a little dust of flour on the WOWBug, and then we would have watched it under the microscope. This does two things. It slows down the WOWBug because it's preoccupied with cleaning itself, trying to get the flour off of itself, but it also shows us some of its characteristic movements and behaviors. So it just kind of slows down the WOWBug where we get to watch it in action. So the WOWBug would just be cleaning the flour off of its body. And you can see really good in this picture that this WOWBug has 6 legs, has 2 antennae. Notice it kind of has big buggy eyes. It has a 3-part body. It has the head area, has the thorax area, and it has the abdomen. Okay, now the second thing we're going to do is our first microscope drawing. So in this first circle, you would write the power of magnification 40x on the first line, and on the second line you would write WOWBug in all capital letters. And so let's take a look at the WOWBug right here. Is how you would see the WOWBug on 100x. So if you want to pause the video and go to your lab report where you can draw it, that's fine. Or you can wait till the end of the video and go back and do it. That's up to you. But this is how the WOWBug would look under the microscope if we were looking at it on 40x, which is low power. And you can see the wings, you can see its legs, its antenna, and its 3-part body, which are all characteristics of an insect. Okay, I also, like I kind of showed you a few minutes ago, I took a picture of the WOWBug under the microscope. I used my phone and I held it over the eyepiece lens. And what's different about this picture is you can see the pointer of the microscope. You can also see these little lines. These little lines, if you remember, are the little transparent rulers that we sit on top of a microscope slide so that we can measure what we're looking at. Each one of these lines represents, or the distance between 2 of these lines represents a millimeter. So as you can see, the WOWBug is very tiny. Its body fits between these 3 lines. So its body is 2 sections wide, so that means its body is 2 millimeters. So on your microscope drawing, on your second line where you write WOWBug in all capital letters, in parentheses right here, you could put 2 mm, which means 2 millimeters. And that shows you just how tiny the WOWBug is. Okay, then for our second microscope drawing circle, you're going to do a microscope drawing of the WOWBug on 40x, and let me scroll down. I'm sorry, on 100x, I said the wrong power. Right here, as you can see, is a little bit more zoomed in, and this is what your WOWBug would look like on medium power, which is 100x. So you'll just be drawing a bigger version of what you saw on the first microscope drawing on this second circle. So draw the WOWBug bigger as you would see it on 100x, put the magnification 100x on this line, and then put again in capital letters WOWBug on the second line. So I'll show you that again. Here is a bigger view. You don't see the whole WOWBug, but you do see what you see in better detail because it's bigger. So you can pause the video and draw that now, or you can wait till the end of the video if you would like to. Okay, so we've taken our microscope views, we've done our microscope drawings, but there's one more thing I want you to do to your microscope drawings, and you can choose, you can do it to either the 40x drawing or the 100x drawing, and that is to use page 36 in the book to help you label the parts of the WOWBug. So I'm going to go to the textbook and I'm going to turn to page 36. Okay, it's page 36 on the book. On the blue slider, it's page 52. And as you see at the top of that page, you have a labeled drawing of the female WOWBug. It shows both a dorsal view and it also shows a lateral view. So it shows it from up above, shows its back, and then it also shows it from the side. So use these labels to help you label the parts that are on one of your drawings. You can either do the 40x drawing or the 100x. Label these different parts. Label its wings, its head, its eye, its antenna, its legs. You can label the parts of its body, the head, thorax, and abdomen. So if you'll label those main parts and do it correctly according to proper scientific drawings, so that means you draw straight lines out from each part and label them where they are horizontal to the bottom of the page. Okay, you can use these tools over here, the drawing tool, the shapes tool. On the shapes tool, you know, you have the straight line feature. So use the drawing tools and the shapes tools to help you do your microscope drawings. Okay, when you're finished with your microscope drawings, you'll scroll on down to the analysis. The analysis says for you to read Dr. Matthews and the WOWBug on page 35 and 36. So if we are looking at our book, it's page 35 on the book, but on the blue slider, it starts on page 51. This is page 51. You'll read page 51 and page 52. To tell you more about the WOWBug, you have some questions to answer. These questions are based on the reading, but also based on our observations that we made in this lab about how the WOWBug behaved and what it looks like. And then the next part of your lab is your vocabulary section. You have these 12 words that you will define. You can either use the glossary, which is in the back of your textbook. And if you'll look at your textbook, you can go to the blue slider. And if you'll come way back here, a little bit further. Okay, if you'll come way back here to the back of the book, the glossary starts on page 194 on the blue slider. So you can use the glossary to look up any of these words that happen to be in our glossary. And for the other words, you can use this dictionary feature right here. You just highlight the word and click on dictionary and it'll show you a definition. Now, one that may not be in the dictionary, Melitopia digitata. Notice how it's in italics. That is the scientific name of the WOWBug. Melitopia is its genus name. Digitata is its species name. So for the definition for number 12, you can simply say the scientific name of the WOWBug. Okay, then lastly on this assignment, you have your conclusion. After you have viewed all the pictures, you've watched this video, you've read the reading passage, and you've done all of the parts of your lab, then you write your conclusion. Remember, your conclusion should be a paragraph. It should restate your question and hypothesis. It should tell if your hypothesis was correct or not. And I always like for you to give some evidence from our data or from your analysis, or even use your vocabulary words as descriptors or as evidence to write a good, thorough conclusion. Okay, if you have any questions, just message me. Good luck on your lab report, and I hope you learned a lot about the WOWBug.